Tune in, turn up, it's time to go. Deep talks and a crazy show. It's Toon Along, yeah, you know the name. Big ideas, fun and games. Hit that play, don't miss a beat. This is the podcast where we all meet.
Oh, hey everybody, welcome back. It's good to see everybody today. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good today. I just came back. Yesterday was Father's Day. Saw a bunch of the family, and one of my cousins he gave me a bunch of old VHSs, and it contained a bunch of old YTV, The Zone clips with a bunch of bumpers and commercials and promos for all sorts of things. And I think it dates back to actually the year of 2000. And there's, I think, maybe 2002 in there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and record some of that, get some of that on the air, and hopefully you guys can enjoy it as well. Just watching some of those old commercials brought back some good memories. And as I was watching it, I came across they just played an episode of Digimon, and I was watching the episode, and it was really good. And I actually remember that episode. I think I remembered that day my cousin recorded it. I remember me and him we spoke, and I think I remember him telling me a long time ago he had recorded it. I might have been there for one of the records. I don't remember, but it's just, I remember that episode. So let's go ahead and watch it. It's Digimon. It's season, hang on a second. Just got to pull it up here. All right. It's season 1, episode 48. We're going way down the line. It's season 1. I'm sure you guys, if you guys have seen Digimon, you guys, are familiar with this. If you haven't, it's still a good way to start. Honestly, you're going to see a lot of cool action, a lot of different characters. You're going to see how deep it can get. And I think it's actually a really good episode to start with, personally. So let's go ahead and watch it and cue yourselves up here. And I'll tell you guys where we are in 3, 2, 1, play. Let's get the volume adjusted. So there's Puppetmon. See, he's grabbing a hold of Metal Greymon. Is that Metal Greymon? No, or Super Mega Greymon. I forget his name. But yeah, Puppetmon was one of my favorites. I have a little miniature, PVC toy that I've kept. It's actually from when the show was out back in 98, 99. But just thinking back about the show, I put the VHS in the VCR, and I just started watching. And the very first commercial that shows up was a Doritos commercial, where the lady, the school bus driver is turning back. She's going, "Put it down back there." And just that, I totally forgot about that. Just thinking about that now, seeing it for the first time, that's the first time I think I've seen something so nostalgic in a long time. Maybe since Bump in the Night. Actually, when Bump in the Night came back on the radar for maybe an episode, it was a random episode. I'll never forget it. It was a random episode on YTV. I think it's 6 or 7 in the morning. I woke up, I was going to go somewhere, and then that was on, and then it just clicked, and then I freaking loved Bump in the Night ever since. I just decided to watch the show more. I did leave in a little school project on it, which was kind of funny, inappropriate for school, but they didn't care, so I did it anyway. And but this feels the same way, just getting these VHSs and going through them and seeing the commercials, like I said. And it just sparks a whole new batch of memories. And this episode here was playing, like I said, in the Zone. I think it was playing at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. I don't remember. And afterwards, it would have been Pokemon. Actually, I was gonna say we're gonna find out, but no, I'm not playing that. I'm actually playing the real version. Now, if you guys want to see where you guys are in the episode right now, they're walking along the highway. Sorry, I forgot the names. I haven't watched Digimon in quite a while, but I just wanted to watch it now. There's Ty. He's going down to help his sister, I believe. They're at some kind of bus stop, and she's on the bench. There we go. Now, personally, my favorite Digimon growing up was Tentomon. I always thought I loved Izzy. Izzy was my character. Whenever we played in the schoolyard, I always wanted to have Tentomon, and Kabuterimon was Mega Kabuterimon. The best character I find. I think I have a Mega Kabuterimon, like I said, PVC as well, just like Puppetmon. And eventually I'm going to do a video of a bunch of these little figurines and characters and just show you all the stuff that I've kept. And it's just Digimon in itself. I didn't remember. I actually forgot that Digimon was playing in 2000. Season 1 was playing in 2000. This is old. For me, this is probably the oldest thing I've seen in a long time. I really want to see some older stuff. Like I want to see some. When I say older stuff, I'm talking about like full recordings of entire segments. Like my cousin recorded from, 4:30, 3 o'clock when Rugrats was playing, way up until when Dragon Ball Z was playing. So you're talking about 4 or 5 episodes in there. Man, I just can't wait to just talk about it and just show you guys. It's really exciting. It's a fun piece. It's a fun collection. And right now I'm looking to restore it digitally, get it online, share it with you guys, and hopefully, it can spark your guys' memory as well. I can't wait. There, speaking of Kabuterimon, there he goes. He's basically a mosquito. He's kind of like a mosquito-horned spider monkey. I don't know, but he's cool. Honestly, he's pretty cool. He looks like an insect. He's obviously an insect. Tentamon looks like an insect. He's like a mini electrical beetle, which makes sense. But you're not gonna find any insects that look like Kabuterimon, that have those kind of legs, right? It's kind of creepy. But Mega Kabuterimon, I feel like Mega Kabuterimon should be the previous version. Like Kabuterimon just looks way too cool. And how come Kabuterimon's there and Tentamon's here? I'm confused. Are there 2 of them? I don't remember. Patamon always annoyed me. I forget his name. Sorry guys. Patamon. Anyways, I always annoyed me. Same with the cat. The cat and the and Petamon. I forget the Patamon and Petamon. I forget the names. But I had the Digivice. I had the blue Digivice. It was a lot of fun. I remember picking. Actually, I had season 2 Digivice. I remember picking Armadillomon, Vmon, or is it Raymon? There was another one there. But it's just fun to think about, fun to see, fun to go back and see these old things, see these old shows. Digimon being one of them. Digimon was so long; it has such a huge. Season 1 is what, 50 or 60 episodes? I don't even remember. I want to say something like 40 or 50, between 40 and 60, somewhere in that range. And it's just impressive because very rarely did they play an episode of Digimon twice. That's one thing. Like, think about that. You can play an episode every day for a solid what? A good, well, I'm talking 5 days a week. So if you're talking 5 days a week, let's just say 20 days a month. Okay, so do 40, so you can do that for 2 months straight. But you're not playing Digimon every day. You know what I mean? You're not. You're not playing it on Fridays. And you're probably not playing it on like a Wednesday or a... you're not playing it on a Wednesday. I don't think you are. I don't know the zone. I forgot. I could be all wrong. But let me just tell you something. When I was watching the VHS, they had a little promo for Wicked Wacky Wednesdays. I forgot the name, but I just want to see it again. Anyways, and they're showing, shows like Weirdos, Dragon Ball Z, the whole lineup. But just the fact that they show that segment, the advertising, is just proof in itself that these, that type of scheduling existed. And if you go back and you emulate the formula, they emulate the YTV scheduling formula, where they play like Rugrats, Pokemon, Digimon, Monster Rancher, Yu-Gi-Oh, the whole list. And you play it in the order that they did. I'm telling you, it's actually really enjoyable to watch. And you add Beyblade in there on top of that. Nothing better. Speaking of Beyblade, and again, from the same night, listen, it was a night full of amazing gifts. I got a little Beyblade pack, and for my cousin. Basically, it's Drasil and Dronzer, but it's the modern day Beyblade Burst. But they came out with like the vintage line, I guess. And my cousin got Dragoon and Drigger, which is amazing. Because honestly, when we first played Beyblade, those were our guys. Those were our characters. I remember getting Drasil in Chinatown. I remember he had the 2 beads, the little marbles, those little pebbles or whatever on the bottom to give like the defensive balance. And Dronzer, I just loved Kai. Kai was my character. I loved his. I've always felt like he was kind of like Sasuke, but obviously not in that regards too deep, but he was the silent type. He was the badass. He was the, he switched teams. But I always thought Kai with Dronzer, when he was good, was awesome. Kicked ass. And then after that, it's Tyson. I like Tyson and Max too. I mean, I like Max as well. Max is freaking awesome. Who else? Kenny had a Beyblade. Yeah, a green one with like a turtle on the inside. I forget the name. And I'm trying to think who else was there. There was a bunch of other. I'm thinking of Batranza. You remember Batranza? I remember that episode where Drigger fights Batronzer. Or was it Tyson? I don't know. Anyways, I forget. There's so many episodes out there to watch. And just watching Digimon right now, look, Mecha what's going on? It's all written in Japanese. And as a kid, imagine you're watching this and you're seeing the Japanese. And you wonder, I'm wondering, I don't know about you, but I'm wondering, is that real? Or is that are they making shit up? But I didn't know this came from Japan until a little bit later. I'm going to tell you, until a little bit later when I got exposed and people told me and, they said, hey, basically, this is from Japan. These are dubbed. And then you understand what it is. And there's Tankman. I always thought Tankman was amazing. The fact that this episode played on that VCR was the perfect episode. I'm telling you, the lineup that played. I'm gonna give you guys a lineup. I'm gonna show you get the segments. I'm gonna show you. You remember those old segments with Pat Sugar when she was just getting on the show back in 2001, 2002, right around there. And the commercials, you got Planet Snack, like I said. Planet Snack, all those little bits. Honestly, it brought a little tear to my eye, and it was just, and I didn't finish. I was actually, I finished one VHS, saw a whole bunch of other ones, and then I was starting the second one, but I wanted to save a little bit of it, salvage it, and keep it for that special moment when I didn't want to just eat it all right now. I wanted to just kind of save the little extra, whatever was left on it, but it's got me... it's got me hungry for more. I want to go out there. I want to get more VHSs. If you guys out there know anywhere where you can buy old, just random recording old VHSs that are just lying around, people don't want anymore. They don't know what's on it. You pick it up, you pop it in, check out what's on it. I feel like it's a treasure hunt. I feel like it's a time capsule in itself. These things are gonna, VHSs are gonna rot eventually, and if you have the way to get it on digitally and safely, by all means, it's a cool thing. Oh, Izzy with his laptop. He's always got a laptop. I always refer to Izzy just like I do with what's his name from Beyblade. Oh, I just said it. I forgot his name. Anyways, that Digimon's pretty cool. Reminds me of Greymon, but dark Greymon, dark metal Greymon. If that exists, I think so, right? Now, as far as Digimon goes. For myself, I remember Digimon coming out. Right around the time of Pokemon, I always felt like it rivaled it. The first time I saw an episode, I'll never forget. It was in our house. When I went to elementary school, and it was a Saturday afternoon. And playing it, and my dad said, "Hey, there's this new show that came in from Japan." No, he didn't say Japan. He said, "There's this new show YTV's playing. We got to check it out." They said it's supposed to be amazing, and he might have said Japan, and I just didn't remember. But yeah, so I watched the first episode. I fell in love with it. But they played the first 2 episodes. That's what was nice. And I think that's what he told me. He said, hey, man, first 2 episodes are playing. Go check it out. But then again, he also wanted me to watch Teletubbies when it first came out. I don't remember what year it was. What, 96, 97, 98, right around there? And he's like, hey, there's this new show from Britain, and it's supposed to be really good. People over there go crazy. And then we watched it. We watched about 5 minutes of it, and we immediately clicked. I think my dad misread it in the guide or the advertisement. He thought it was actually going to be some kind of kids adventure show, like Doctor Who for kids, right? Nah, when he read the names, I guess, right? Digimon. Here's the thing about Digimon. Digimon always expands your mind. Look at this. Look at the structure. Look at the veins underneath, the roots. Look at these the telescope. It feels like One Piece in a way. And actually, for me, Digimon always felt like One Piece. It always felt weird, fantasy with sci-fi. Look at these characters. Who is that? Maskmon? No. Puppetmon. No. Marionettemon. I forget. Jugglermon. Oh, you guys remember Watership Down? I'm just seeing the commercial right now on the TV. Watership Down with the bunnies. So Charlie Brown would have played at 4 p.m. I wonder what... Actually, I'm just trying to see. I'm trying to remember what month that would have been. I didn't get a date on the month for the recording. I'll have to check that out. Oh, and you remember when they Digivolve, right now? It's all in CG. It's all in 3D. And everybody craved for the games, right? Everybody wanted those games in 3D. When you see the PS1, and you have the cover for the PS1, and all you see is, all you see is the CG on the front cover, and then you pop it in, and it's kind of like CG. It's kind of like 2.5D. They play with you a bit. But then later on, then you get your Digimon games today. I picked up Cyber Sleuth when it came out, because it was the first Digimon game in a while or first one on like a major console, I think. Like, did the PS3 get one? I feel like they did, right? At some point, I want to say. But now the PS4 has what, 2-3 games, maybe 4 coming out. I've lost track. They're all pretty cool. I remember playing one, I think, for the PSP, which was really good. The PS2 had one. There was a card game. I mean, as far as Digimon goes, wherever I saw Digimon, wherever I can get a piece of Digimon, I would get it. I would. I mean, look. A lot of times I'd be in a store, random store, and there'd be cards, right? A little pack of cards, and it said Digimon. And I said, okay, I got to get this. I said, there's nothing in the store that has my name on it, but this does. So let me grab it. It's about $2. I can get my dad through it. And it's like, hey, you're getting a pack of gum. Let me get these cards. Get the cards, bring them home. They come with a little map. And then you flip it, and there's a little card game. But you have to get 2 of these packs if you want to play with somebody. And in fact, you have to get a whole deck, because the pack came with maybe 20 cards. It wasn't that many. But the cards were pretty cool. There's maybe like 4 or 5 that were unique. The rest were, you know how it is, cut doubles and triples. But, you know, overall, I thought it was amazing. I thought the entire, the entire Digimon world growing up, the way they did it, the way they advertised it, it felt obscure. It didn't feel mainstream in the slightest. It felt secondary to Pokemon. Pokemon hit that spotlight. Everybody was just like, you just see Pokemon Go. Watch Pokemon Go. You don't see people doing that for the Digimon games, right? You're never going to see that people doing that for the Digimon games, even if they did something amazing, because there's not that kind of following, but there is an amazing following, and people that love Digimon, they really do. But the thing is, I'm trying to remember, there's not that many Digimon, is there? Like, I mean, if you compare it to Pokemon, who has pretty much watered down a lot of the Pokemon. I think last time I played a Pokemon game, there was a Pokemon called Raccoon. I mean, I don't mean to poke fun of Pokemon, but you know what I'm saying. They're trying a little. They got Sword, Shield. Next thing they're gonna have what? Shit, Piss. They're gonna have baseball bat, baseball glove. I don't know. They're gonna run out of ideas, and people. Or, you know what, they're not going to run out of ideas. They're going to come out with the old stuff and remake it. They've got enough to do. Pokemon is like Sesame Street for Japan, in my view. There's just so many episodes. So many generations, too. You know, you look at the different generations of Sesame Street, different generations of Pokemon. It kind of feels similar in that regards, at least in that regards, right? Maybe not everywhere. But, yeah, so Digimon, you got that Metal Greymon, whatever his name is, Mecha Greymon. What a wicked design! Imagine you're a kid in the 90s, or 2000s in this case, right? You're watching this. You're coming home from school. You had a long day at school. It's Wednesday or it's Tuesday. I would say this is Tuesday or Monday, because the advertisement that played before was advertising for a Wednesday. To be honest, we still don't know what day it was. I'm gonna have to backwards try and analyze, even find the schedule. With the date. If I can find the date, then I can go in the time machine. Or if any of you guys know how to do that, I know it's the year 2000, and I know. Well, anyways, I'll post the scheduling up, and you guys can maybe play around with that and try and figure out exactly what time, what date, what year, the whole details. It's fun to find out. It's a little treasure hunt with not much in the end, but a little bit of info. But it's still worth it, honestly. Those dragons flying in the sky. I mean, that's definitely, ancient Asia mythology. And you see these demons, these monsters. I always wondered, could these have been real at one point? Could these have been found in the cave, in caves in Japan, or in old manuscripts and talismans and scrolls? Megadramon or Megadramon. What's his name? I didn't even hear. Gigadramon. It says Digimon Analyzer. Digimon Analyzer. He's just sitting on the ground with his laptop. Agumon's useless. I mean, when they level up, what's the laws in Digimon? I know there's a time limit, right? Based on energy. But can they just keep leveling up and keep training that, and then eventually become, like you can be Super Saiyan for a long time, or you can be Super Saiyan 3 or 2 for a long time because you trained? Or is it pretty much just like, no, these are this animal abuse, you're just exploiting their abilities? then you wonder, well, why would they need these abilities? Well, it's because they're evolving, right? Yeah, but they don't evolve that quickly. But in this case, they do because they're digital. It's the same concept as Pokemon, and I love it. Honestly, Pokemon's amazing and Digimon's amazing. I love them both. I'm glad that there's two. I feel like just having one genre, I wish there was three. And they're probably, there is three. You just look at the card games, right? You look at the different card games with the monsters. They try to branch it off because, these shows, I'm not, you can't really hide it. These shows, it's what they do. They try to promote the show to make money for toys, advertisement, merchandise, all the good stuff. Angelmon, what are you doing here, man? Tintamon. Oh, look how many people are buying that. Crazy motherfuckers. Oh, Patamon, lazy, shitty. I would just love if a little piece of poo came out his ass right now. Patamon. Whoa, that's not... Why is this guy a good guy or a bad guy? Yeah, he's a bad guy. There you go. He's pumping the juice. He's pumping the vein. Crazy. I feel like if I'm watching this show, okay, this is like the biggest baddest ass character in all of Digimon, right? You're watching this, you're going, okay, how can this get any more epic? And then you know what happens? They throw a character that looks like a human at you, and it's no longer big. It's more like, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter how big you are. Evil can lie in any size. Oh, to be continued, guys. To be continued. That's one thing I loved about Digimon. Always left with a cliffhanger. You knew there had to be another episode because unless it ended, obviously. Oh, guys, if you guys are watching the ending right now, the credits, it's one of my favorite parts. One of my favorite scenes. You get a bit of the CG. You get their evolution modes with a bit of CG animation. You just saw Mega Kabuterimon, the Fairymon. I forget the names of those guys, but the Viking guy, Angelmon. Okay, Angelmon is Patamon. And that one there is supposed to be the opposite of Angelmon. Okay. Sabin. Same guys that make... Guys, this is made by the same guys that make Power Rangers. Or, you know what it is? It might be the same guys. Or maybe they imported it from TV Tokyo or something. I don't know. But anyways, guys, that was the episode. What'd you guys think? Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below. If you guys have ever seen... some old VHSs, you guys still have them, let me know in the description. Let me know what kind of commercials you guys have, what kind of content you guys remember. What do you guys think about it? And yeah, honestly, it's fun. It's a treasure hunt. You're going around. It's almost like opening an old, box full of scrolls from, ancient Egypt, except, it's only 20 years ago. And you basically just, see something that you haven't seen in 20 years, your mind sort of has this feel, this flow, and it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's nostalgic, obviously, and I feel like the more you can get of these shows, the more you can, I don't know what I'm saying. But anyways, so with that being said, guys, thanks for stopping by, and hope to see you guys in the next episode. Stay classy, stay chill. Next episode, Toby might be coming by to do a little intro, and we'll talk later. All right, bye. Thanks for listening. You can find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all your favorite platforms. Check out YouTube for retro content. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and visit toonalong.com for more info. Support us on Patreon, and we'll catch you next time.
Toon Along, yeah, you know the name. Big ideas, fun and games. So hit that play, don't miss a beat. This is the podcast.